Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It's December 20th, Thursday, 2018 at 12:36 p.m. So I'm gonna just show you today the bruise that's still there from a needle that I got um, with blood thinner. I had a one shot. I had one shot of a blood thinner because I had a test that indicated clots in my system. And normally, and the nurse was really good. The needle itself didn't hurt. Well, as needles go. But the bruise that resulted the next day, and it's still there, obviously, was a direct result of the thinning blood. So I just wanted to demonstrate the um, the effects of blood thinners. These medications are not to be taken lightly. Um, However, on the positive side, I do feel myself being lighter. Like I could actually breathe a little bit easier, which I'm going to tell my doctor who's on holidays, trying to get an appointment with another doctor while she's away. Um, but I feel like my chest is not as congested, and I feel a little bit better, and even my foot is not as swollen. So it is still swollen, but it's not as swollen. So, other than the bruising, maybe the blood thinner was a good idea. Maybe I should be on blood thinner on a permanent basis, on a very low dosage, or having shots once in a while when my tests are high. Anyway, so I'm going to comment about some of the tweets I tweeted on ROSHINI 911 account. That's mine. Those were mine. I'm talking about experimentation. And I'm talking about one experiment in particular, because there are many I'm suspecting, that is carried about by the community in conjunction and with the cooperation of the police. And I'm suspecting that it is falling under a lot of laws. The ones that started in this building, the flags, under the anti-terrorism laws, because I'm suspecting that the building superintendents are flagging me as a terrorist, lying, of course. Maybe they mistook my name for a Muslim name. I'm not quite sure, but I think I'm suspecting that this is a very racially based targeting, especially in this building, this is where it started. Anyways, the flagging is started, I should say. So I talked about experimentation. So let me talk about the experiment that is being run, that includes the Toronto police. And strange things are going on with my camera again. What I'm suspecting is going on with this experiment, on Whitting experiment, is that a file was developed about me that started in this building that portrayed me, as I said, as a criminal, a prostitute, I heard. And I heard that the cops had really, really, really good evidence that I was one. And I never was, ever. Of course, I'm not now. So where did they get the information from? Well, from the harassing comments outside the window, I heard that my line was wiretapped, my hard line, my phone. I had a hard line at the time. I don't have one now. It was tapped. And they heard me talking to men, and they recorded it. So if this was part of the evidence that was presented to prove that I was some sort of a prostitute or escort or whatever, the explanation is I had put an ad in the paper. I think I did it a few times. because at that time I was looking to get married and my biological clock was ticking and I wanted to have a child. So somebody in the workplace, excuse me, an Indian guy in the workplace suggested I do this because this is routine in India, a very, very common thing to do. So I did. I put the ad in the Indian newspaper, and then I put it on some other online sites. And I did meet quite a few people. A few of them were possibilities to get married. One almost proposed, but it wasn't a match, so it didn't work out. The conversations that were recorded should not have been recorded. If they were recorded, they're recorded because somebody is reporting things that is not true, which is why the line would have been tapped. So if the Toronto police has quote unquote evidence, are using this evidence to prove that I'm some sort of an escort or whatever, there's the explanation. Take it off the file. There's proof. I put the ads in the paper. I answered them. I went on dates with some of the men, brief ones. There was never any escort service, and there was nothing illegal in the activity. This is routine. Speed dating is routine these days. So if the cops are using this information that they got by tapping my phone or from people reporting about it, then this information is false. And it's a deliberate misinterpretation of my activities to make me look promiscuous, as a prostitute, whatever. And this might be just another incident of targeting by the cops. So, and this has happened to other people as well. Rohini Besasa, who was accused of killing somebody, talked about being experimented on. She talked about hearing voices. That could have been an experiment. Putting voices in your head could easily be done with microwave technology. I am being tracked with microwave technology because part of the experiment that is being run by, I suspect, Toronto police is containment within the community. And to contain a person within the community, you have to track them 24/7. The person have to be reported on. To be tracked, you have to use things like lasers, microwave technology, and satellites. It's all microwave technology. You're scanned intermittently. Your ankles are scanned, your eyes are scanned, your heart is scanned. I heard that the heart is used to track because the heart has a unique electromagnetic signature to it. And it could be used to track, just like your eyes. So I suspect that my heart was tagged for years. And I started having heart palpitations in this building as soon as I started living in this building. So this is part of what I suspect is the experiment being carried out. Containment within the community, put you in a virtual four walls without actually putting you in prison based on false reporting that artificially criminalizes you. So let's talk about artificial criminalization. And there were 3 incidents involving the Toronto Police, 42nd Division, in my home. The last one almost killed me. So the first one, I am suspecting that, and I said this in the video that I recorded, that I posted on the YouTube, my interview with, quote unquote, with these 2 officers, Flanders and Stipp. And I was telling them about being mobbed and about being gang stalked, and they told me I was mentally ill, paranoid and delusional. What was playing out, I suspect, in the background of that visit, and I'm sorry about the camera freezing. I have no control over that. I'm not sure what's causing it. So the background, I'm suspecting, that led up to that visit was I was flagged. And Akhtar, one of the neighbors, the Muslim neighbor, was tracking me.